So I feel like I'm going through this whole sort of battle of emotions because there's, on one hand, I just want to see this world as just being like a big toilet land and just it's full of mentally ill people, just accept that it's full of mentally ill people. And then I just saw an image of it was like a clip that someone had made of Bangladesh. What's it? No, somewhere Whitechapel or some area of London has been turned into basically a Bangladeshi Muslim area, and it angers me. It angers me seeing that, and I feel like it's bringing out a whole bunch of emotions. Like on one hand, I hate Christians. I hate everyone, and I just want to like just destroy everyone because I'm really angry. But on the other hand, I feel like seeing that just it feels like I'm getting loads and loads of memories of England and how it's always been. I just want to get something. So I've got two of these things. It's like it's bringing up loads of memories of like me being God, because I used to do this a lot when I was growing up. Basically, I used to be very imaginative, and I used to look down on the world in my sort of my mind and try and just see the world and try and control things. You know, you're God. You can see all these different timelines. You can see um, when it's like the Roman times and um, and all this is the castle one actually. There's one which is about the village, and this is actually like the house and stuff. So it basically just shows like how people lived over time in it's just through time. You can't see it. It's just through time and just cities through time basically. And you know, I used to think that like that's how it was created. How you go through cities, you watch the people, you see which ones you like more, and then you sort of bless them by giving them a better life and the opportunities. So, you know, I feel like I've had so many when I was a child throughout my whole sort of boarding school and probably even less, but you know, trying to imagine myself as being God. I've always done that, and you try and like think how would I do it, and what would I like, what would I be looking for, what would I like, what kind of people would I like, and then the idea of just like creating your own world where you take all the people that you like and then you kind of recreate them in a certain area. And you know, seeing images of London just looking disgusting, looking like a third world country. You know, it actually really angers me. It's like triggers some sort of emotion in me, because on one hand I just want to say these people just don't give a shit about me and they're all brain dead and mindless, but I feel like the only reason why I'm saying this is because I'm so angry that you're all ignoring me and no one's helping me. And then I just feel like I have memories. I have memories of saying, right, you know, these are going to be the nice areas, and we're going to find the sort of the souls that have gone through a lot of trauma. You know, there are some, you know, terrible things that happen to people, but they become smarter, they become better people afterwards, and you know, they go on to be able to be skilled, and they, you know, and then you find all the best builders. You think, so what have you built? Oh, you've done that, and oh, you've done that, and then you've done this, and then you kind of like reward them based not based on the Bible and having faith. No, that's ridiculous. You base them on their skills, what they can do, you know, the things that they achieve, the things that they accomplish, and their views. You know, do they think child marriage is right? Do they actually care about the religion? Do they actually want to know who God is, or are they just going with whatever their parents say this? So, you know, there's lots of ways you can judge people, and I feel like I have sort of strong memories of like finding the best people and saying, you know what, I'm going to make myself be born in England, and I'm going to make England look nice, and you know, it's weird because it's like memories that I don't have, but I feel like I can see, and the idea of building up England to look nice, and you know, with all the pretty houses and the National Trust. You know, I feel like I feel like I've spent my whole timeline kind of making England look nice, and there's places in other countries as well. Like there's lots of places in Europe that look nice, and have, you know, good things about it, and then you've got you got the homeland, the Homeland Security, who whatever it is, they start judging people and thinking, let's play God, let's be God, and let's go through Bangladesh and find all the best ones. And okay, you do find some good ones, you find some intelligent ones, you find some ones that have good morals, good standards, and then you bring them in, and then I just feel like whoever's taken over this Homeland Security, they've just given up, and they've just said, you know what, we're all the same, we're all human, let's give everyone an equal opportunity. Well, you were a doctor and you've studied, gone through a huge amount of stuff to make you intelligent, but we're not going to be so critical. You know, you want to be a doctor, okay, you haven't gone through all that study, but you just say you want to, that's fine, and then you've let them more and more people in, and you just this whole I think it's equality. It's annoying me, this idea of equality. We were all equal, we are all the same. A person that's had 10 lives or 20 lives is exactly the same as a person who's lived in their first life, even though we don't believe in reincarnation. We just think that that's it, they're just humans and that's it. And it's just it's annoying. It's annoying because there are so many people that I really, really don't like. I don't like anyone, but there are so many people that I really, really don't like because I just see them as being mindless robots that just trash and graffiti and you know, willing to beat someone up. You've got a black guy under you, and you're saying that he robbed someone, but I'm going to beat you up because this is racist. I mean, it's got nothing to do with him just stealing someone's wallet, and you're just waiting for the police to come out. I don't give a shit. This is a black man, and I'm going to respect and look after that black man, even though I have no idea who it is, and I'm clearly just being racist because I'm favouring him based on his colour rather than the crime that he might have just committed. You know, that was a clip that I saw yesterday. A lot of things annoy me. And it's just annoying because these people are the ones that will accuse you of being racist when they themselves are the ones that are being racist. But at the same time, I feel like I should be racist. Why? Because Bangladesh looks like an absolute shithole. There's so many places in India and in Bangladesh and just in parts of the Middle East, and you know what? It all looks like shit. And guess what? They're all Asian-looking people. So how can I not be racist? If you want to know if God is racist or not, and if you see huge amounts of third world countries and it's all Asian-looking people, and then you can see somewhere like England, which is the visions that I'm having. You know, all the nice things that they created, the castles and. It's almost like I can see the buildings of it, and even in, where did I go the other day? I went to somewhere Italy or something. I went somewhere and I had loads of visions of just all these European places being built and the accomplishments and the excitement over the accomplishments and the building of nice places and making something look nice. And they're all white. They were all done by white people, and then you think, is God racist? And I'm wondering if maybe I should be racist. I mean, of course God is racist. I mean, if you've got huge amounts of third world countries and they're all Asian looking people, and then you've got a couple of I really like America, really like England, and up till 10 years ago, they were mostly white countries. So if you want to know if I'm racist or not, yeah, I think I am. Although I do know America brought in loads of black slaves, and they learnt how to get smart, and then their soul died and probably came back as white, black. So I'm, if you want to know, think about all the positive things that these countries have achieved and stuff, and if the majority of the successful countries that have developed and turned into nice areas, nice locations, nice towns, nice cities. I typed in Bangladesh village. I didn't get an image of a village. I got an image of bloody stick houses. That's not a village. That's a fucking... It's like a mud house. That's not a village. If you type in English village, you'll get a lovely little town. If you type in Bangladesh village, you'll get some mud houses. If you have to type in Bangladesh town, and then you would get some sort of mild looking town, which actually looks more like a dump of a city. And it's really annoying because I feel like I know what's happened. There's a bunch of people that have seen the good intelligent Bangladeshi, Indian, the good intelligent ones, And then they've just said, you know what, we're not going to be racist. We're going to see everyone as the same. And then they've invited all these complete idiots into the country whilst not realising that actually maybe their race did play a part in it, because, well, they've made parts of London look like a third world country. There's places in Birmingham that look like a third world country, although I don't think Birmingham ever looked particularly nice. What did Birmingham look like 10, 20 years ago? I mean, I've heard that it looked pretty bad back then, so I don't know if Birmingham's really a good example, but London used to look nice, and it's disgusting how there's so many people on the that don't want to be seen as being racist, so they've invited a bunch of poor third world people into this country, and they've just assumed that, oh, we're not being racist, and it's just like, yeah, well, why is it that this world, England, looks so much better 10 years ago without these people here? And then you can't tell them these people that, you know, maybe there is a problem with your race, because why? Your race links to third world countries, and the memory of the white people, okay, it's bad, but the memory of the white people is building up nations and cities and looking things, Romans as well, but weren't Romans mostly white? I'm sure they had black and white, but I don't believe Romans were Asian looking people. And I have good memories when it comes to the Romans. You know, I feel like the Colosseum, and you can try and picture them dangling on those ropes and trying to do, I don't know what they were doing, sticking poles in or something. Yeah, because they didn't have paint, so it wouldn't be painting. I don't know why they're dangling, sticking some sort of, I don't know what maybe, it's complicated. But yeah, it's like on one hand I just want to give up, and on the other hand I'm just angry that it feels like my work. I feel like England looking as good as it does, and in parts of Europe looking good, and in parts of America. I've never been to Canada, but Canada looks amazing. But is Canada more of a? I don't think that's much historic. Like 200 years ago, I don't think Canada was. What was Canada like 200 years ago? I don't really seem to have any. I don't have much memory of that. I feel like I have a lot of memory when it comes to Europe and America, even Australia. I think that was. I don't know. I think most of the stuff in Australia is within the last 200 years. But I don't know. I don't seem to have much memory of that. But it's annoying when it's almost like, you know, because Asian people would have existed for thousands of years, but it's almost like I would see all the different towns, like the Asian communities, and just, you know, all of them, and then I would deliberately select the better ones, and I deliberately brought them in Europe, and my memories or visions of Europe in 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years, it's usually white people. Okay, there might have been a few others as well, but I think it was predominantly white. And even England was predominantly white 30 years ago, and so it's almost like I took all the best souls, regardless of their race, whether they were black, white, Asian, even Muslim, whatever, you know, I'd take the best of them, and then I'd reincarnate them in Europe, which I guess was dominantly white. So it's almost like maybe I was slightly racist when it comes to this. You know, you could be whatever colour you are, but the reward is going to be you get to be brought up in Europe, and I feel like it's just gone to shit now, because okay, there's lots and lots and lots of people, and there's loads of first-timer white people as well, like my mum, and yeah, she's not someone I particularly like, and there are loads of white idiots, definitely. There are loads and loads of white idiots. My mum came from a very poor family, and I think I think her dad and definitely her mum. I never met her, but I think her mum, maybe 2 lives. I think maybe her dad had two lives, but I think her mum definitely had one. So they're all. I think all my mum's family are people that haven't had that many lives. And so, yeah, the thing is, you can handle a little bit, and then to think that you've just got more, and they've just invited millions of people from third world countries, like, who did that? Who did that? Who did that? It's almost like you've destroyed something that I've created. I made something look really pretty, and then a bunch of people have just decided to play God by inviting millions of people in. Did they invite themselves in, or have they all been welcome? How has this happened? Or have they just been seeing that I'm God and then just decided not to bother with stopping people from? How has parts of London turned into an Islamic areas? I just don't understand that.